Hi, welcome to SDMC podcasts. My name is Rudra. I'm a faculty at School of Digital Media and Communication at Mahindra University, and we are so excited that Mr. Rudra Kasturi joined us today as our esteemed guest. Mr. Kasturi will be speaking at our upcoming conference on human and digital mutualism that is happening tomorrow. But let's have a quick chat with Rudra while he's around here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sridhar. Thank you for having me here.
It's our pleasure, and thank you for taking your time out. So, Rudra, you are a man with so many hats. You wear so many. You had such a long and beautiful journey in your career. What made you to come at a juncture where AI and media is coming together into one place?
I think, in the last more than 18 years, I've been in the digital space, and I realized growing audience is only way where you can reach out to every house that you have to get the entire information to the houses that you are looking at. But then I always tell my students, and everywhere I go is also Java born before me, but AI born in front of me.
Right? That is so true.
Yeah, right. So I just felt like, look, this is the time where you need to understand how AI functions and how this actually helps the media as a category to grow phenomenally better than where we are today, right? Now, for example, if a journalist wants to understand what the PM spoke, all he can do is ask AI to get the right information, right? But before, it was taking 2 days to print the same news, or it takes many hours to entirely summarize and give it to someone else to read it one more time.
Right.
That person re-records everything and understand what PM spoke, and then they'll say, okay, this is the final script. Whereas with AI, it all becomes simplified, right?
But then AI also has to get a source from somewhere, right?
That's called trust.
Trust.
Right. So one is the humanizing the entire concept. One is the trust factor that comes up, right? So now what you told into the internet is what AI tells you back.
Right. And not necessarily everything on internet is actually true.
Correct. There's a famous meme that if I eat this strawberry, will I die? I'll say, no, you will not die. But then I'll say, look, this has become a food poisoning. Oh, right. It can give you food poison. Let me tell you the fruit that will not give you food poison, right? That's a AI meme that was very famous when AI launched. Right. Now the intent is AI is also learning phase. It is not something it is 100% current at this moment.
Right.
But the way you ask the information should be very, very different. For example, tell me the speech of budget from finance minister today, or tell me I need specifics about what slabs has changed on today's budget speech, and how it is different from last year or from the last session.
Oh, so you can also compare the metrics.
Correct. So now it is an intent driven. That's a skill prompting that is required. That's a skill to ask, because AI can give you any information. But how do you ask is very, very important, and how to use that prompting to get the right information is an art, according to me. Right? And ChatGPT is an art. You should be a proper artist to get that information. Otherwise, you will not get that.
You actually touched upon a very important part of what prompting part. Yeah. So how do journalists use, or how can journalists use this AI prompting in their own work?
Yeah. I mean, there are multiple ways, right? So one, skill prompting learning is very, very different from every division to division. An example, in entertainment category, one of the publication house where I worked, where the editor said to Rudra, have a very star celebrity interview, what should I ask? Because I'm done with my questions and he will not be interested. So we took as a task, okay, now 2 important questions we have, something different, and get a unique attention to our media house as well. Right? Then we said, okay, let's go to AI. And then what we did is we asked everything and anything about that celebrity.
Okay.
Then we asked the same ChatGPT or AI tools that we use, said, okay, now tell me something that he always answered as well. Now I know what he already answered. Now I know his entire history and the background as well. Then I asked AI, now tell me something unique that none of them actually touched. But I can summarize the question very differently, where the entire camera can shift. Even celebrity remembers me next time when I go.
Oh.
Then I prepared a list of questionnaires. Then I said, okay, now go and ask these questions.
Oh.
Right? Though it is all about how you want to position yourself.
Okay.
Right? And that brings us a lot of steps to do that. Now, this is a skill training we should do to the journalist.
It will not happen. Fascinating. So as a former journalist, one thing I always thought about is like, when we have to go onto the ground, we have to do good prep for it.
Correct.
This is what.
Correct. Exactly. And you will get an attention span also very fast, because your question is unique and you actually place that question very differently, even if it's the same question.
Right. And the interviewer is not bored that you're asking the same question
Correct.
again and again.
In fact, a journalist came and said, Rudra, we got a call from his office saying it's a good question we asked. And in fact, he said, I'm done boring questions. It's a very good question. Please say my regards to the publication house. Now, that is exactly what we need to do. And now this is like a one category, right? Like that, every journalist has to be very open-minded to learn like how to use AI for my own growth, for my own research paper, for my own news article, where somewhere down the line Kanyakumari must be reading your article and get inspired or get to know a lot about you, right? So for me, the first step for any journalist is like open-mindedly accepting that AI is not to take away my job, but it makes my life more easy if I do it in the right format.
Wow, so you're actually telling us that AI is not a doomsday for journalism. It's actually an ally for it.
It is.
Fascinating. So you are sitting in a school of journalism here. How should schools like us adopt teaching of AI per se? There is a lot of tension, let me say outright, about students using AI to do the assignments and stuff like that. So what would you suggest?
No, I think in my opinion, wherever I teach in the universities also, I teach them saying that, look, books will always be there. I read those books, you read those books. But in my days, I don't have AI to build a product or any practical project that I can go back and show someone, look, this is how the project should look like from the learning that I have it. Now, with you, you have textbooks, but more importantly, you have a companion called AI. Now, anything that you teach students, don't teach them only textbook. Teach them something that they can go back and build a project and come back to you. Right? One of my students who wrote a psychology book, who is like a 9th standard, and one
psychology
book,
and a 9th standard,
and a 9th standard, where she doesn't know anything about it, but she became an author now. Right?
No. Wait, when I was in 9th, no, I wouldn't have thought about it.
I didn't even know the book and author meaning that time.
Fair enough.
Right? So I know one more person who built a chatbot on WhatsApp for his father's medical shop, has actually increased his business. And because he said that, look, his father is getting a lot of repetitive customers. And he also felt that his staff is actually spending more time finding the medicines within the shop. So he used AI to build a database so that if someone wants to know where is this tablet, the chatbot tells you this rack, second dabba.
Fascinating.
Right? So that actually helped him to do that. So for me, learning is no longer anymore writing an exam. Learning is actually giving you a good product to showcase that, look, this is what my learning is. Now, if you are doing anything to your students, I think teaching is okay, but always insist and ask them to come back with the idea where you and industry experts like us to participate to make it better. That is where it will actually goes well for us.
Right. So if we think of AI as a skill that we can give it to students, prompting or understanding how to give a correct prompt is one thing. Are there any other skills that
there are many actually? So, for example, now with AI, ideation becomes very fast. Concept to reality gets you a picture very fast. Right? Now, if anybody wants to do any AI learning tools, for me, the most core important things is ChatGPT. If at all I need to look at some of the information. But if it is an education, Perplexity is very, very important. It gives you fantastic fintech and edtech kind of scenarios. DeepSeek, nobody knows much about it, but DeepSeek gives you very good narratives, right? If you really start using DeepSeek, and you'll love it actually. If whenever I want to do any conversational thing, if I'm going for for example, this podcast, I really want to go to DeepSeek first to understand how, what, and all of that. These are like only getting the information, and then move on to Notebook LM. It's a very fascinating tool. I bought a pack as soon as I saw that. It was like a second moment to me. After AI, Notebook is the second important thing for me, right? So I paid money to ensure that all my nuance of the day get clarified, very simplified formats in mind map, audio formats, everything.
But do we need any coding experience? Or
Zero. All you need is curiosity.
I see.
Rest everything AI will take care.
Okay.
Right.
Even the coding requirements.
Everything will take care. Yeah.
So basically, coding as a educational subject will be taken care of by AI?
Yes, I mean, see, coding can do it, but someone has to say, is it good coding or is it right coding? There, you definitely need people,
I see.
right? There's nothing that coding will 100%
So we
give
still
it.
need to teach our students.
Yes, of
about
course, of course.
coding per se.
Teaching is still important to get to know the basics and awareness. But from there, if I want to build any project, there AI is your best companion to have it. I myself wrote so many plugins, which I never thought I'll become a Chrome plugin developer as well. But AI helped me a lot. My team does a lot of trending keywords, what is trending in India today, right? Or they want to create so many images as a scheduling to their Instagram accounts. I built so many tools to make their work very easy.
Right.
Right.
But where is the trust coming in this again? I mean, how do we ensure that students are actually doing something good, but there is also trust in what they're learning per se, in the sense AI can teach them several other things?
That's where responsible AI comes in, right?
How do we engage as
So, which is where I tell them. So, for example, if Rudra talks about digital, everybody listens. And there is a trust that the person is industry expert.
So that is something Rudra developed.
Correct. Now, there is a reference to it.
Right.
That is called in ChatGPT language citations.
Even we call that, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Citations,
now, citations. Now, what happens is, what we need to teach students also, look, what you get, everything is not real unless you revalidate the same statement.
Fascinating.
Right.
Triangulation.
And ensure from where you get this information as well. Right. One very good journalist asked me, Rudra, who said that beetroot actually helps to reduce BP? Like, please tell me who is that. I don't have an answer. I digged into ChatGPT, there's no answer.
Nobody said that.
Yes. But that's how it happened. Yeah. Then the more and more, then Harvard study comes into the picture. That is when I realized, so actually it is a study happened, but directly I'm not getting any answer until I research a lot to find out the fact of it.
Dig into it.
Now, this is exactly what we need to teach students.
How to dig.
How to dig more information and get the right authentic resources to get that information out of it.
So I think that is one of the skills that we need to really focus on.
I think, yeah. Skilling is important, but questioning back the answer is also very, very important. One is prompt to get an answer, but also ask why this answer.
Why only this answer?
Why only this answer?
Fascinating. Right. You are also working on, you just started a new company or founded a new company about AI Vidyarthi. Based in Andhra Pradesh, right?
Yes, right.
So can you please tell us a little more about it?
I think AI Vidyarthi, the entire motto is very simple, where we want to teach students about AI, not in the book knowledge, but in a practical knowledge and in their own language, so that they'll understand, they'll adopt. That is why the book of psychology came in today. That is why the WhatsApp bot also came in today in the world, because we teach them AI saying that, look, ChatGPT means a tool. Rather, we gave them projects to work on.
I see.
By showing them some practical examples. So the curriculum starts like this for them. I'll tell them what world is doing with the AI.
Right.
And I'll tell them where you are actually. You are nowhere, but the world is running already.
Right.
Now, why don't you think a project? Once you have a project idea, come and sit with me. Let's ideate together.
Right.
And let's build a product around it.
So I have a question for you on this. So our conference is about human and digital mutualism. Essentially what you're talking about is AI and education mutualism.
Correct,
right?
Yeah.
Getting back to your student who is in 9th class and writing a psychology textbook, at what point do we know that the student is not deviating in a direction that they have not yet understood about? So psychology is also a very vast subject with
Correct.
so much of depth in it. So
Correct.
how do we ensure quality checks?
I think that is where a very interesting question, very good question, where everybody should be aware of it also. If you do 10 questions to ChatGPT, 11th question, ChatGPT also becomes lazy.
I see.
Yeah, you just try it out. You'll say like a 10 question, then 11th question will give you only bullet points instead of giving the entire answer that you already asked.
I see.
Because it understood ki you are not very serious about what you're asking. So the prompt every time, so I've defined certain prompts to when she is writing a book. What we told them is, these are the prompts are mandately you should ask.
I see.
And personalize your engine, the ChatGPT engine. I just want to pause for a minute and I'll tell you, if you want to get an answer from ChatGPT like Amitabh Bachchan, it can actually give you the answer like Amitabh Bachchan. It is all about how you ask to get that Amitabh Bachchan answer.
I see.
Right? So every time when someone is actually either writing a book, writing a code, your ask should be very detailed, right? And to the point, and it should be readable in the right format. If either of these touch points are missing, nobody will read your book.
Oh, that is interesting.
Right?
Okay.
Right. So it's always about what you want to ask, which is where I my team in Hyderabad also, we always make sure every 1 month, I do a survey says that what prompts you did 10 times. Is it an image prompt? Is it an audio prompt? Is it a text prompt?
I see.
Which prompt you did more than 3 times search, right? But jokingly, my team says, sir, after the ChatGPT has become from 2,000 rupees to 399, everything is 10 prompts now.
Everybody is using it completely.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Right.
So thank you so much. Would you have any final thoughts for our students, or for our how do we integrate AI into our lives? And
I think my key to KTVS is largely all about learn as much as possible, but that is not gonna give you an identity in the market, because there are so many learners after ChatGPT comes in the picture, right? Even I'm learning coding.
Right.
I'm a law student now. I'm learning law as well.
Right.
But do a project that makes you unique in the market.
And how do we find that spot that we think?
I think for me, it's a moment that can happen the moment you started exploring it.
I see.
Right? It's a free time. Like, they are 4 years they have right in front of them. Maybe they came to the college to become a singer, but maybe they find something else is more passionate with AI in the room right now. Right? In my opinion, I think they should find it by exploring that. The moment they find it, I'm sure they will see different. But my suggestion to all the students is, don't go for LinkedIn profile. Go and build your own product and put it on the Instagram to make sure that is validated, because LinkedIn is not the place for you to showcase your products. It's about show the intent driven completely there.
Oh, that is fascinating. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so very much.
Yeah. Thank you so much
for being here. And yeah, this was fantastic. And we'll continue with our SDMC podcast later. So thank you so much,
Thank you.
Mr. Rudra.
Thank you for having me here.